welcome to Oluwaye's podcast. This is a podcast of relationship. I am a relationship expert. To introduce myself, you know that without good relationship, your life is almost at the end. So what we're going to talk about in our podcast is how to maintain a relationship so we can have happy life. And I'm a professional human service practitioner. I have a PhD in human behavior. That's why I consider myself an expert on human relationship. So what we're going to talk about is how to maintain your relationship so that you can have happiness. Now, when we talk about relationship, many people do not understand the levels of relationship. They just think that when they fall in love with somebody, and that's it. But the purpose of this podcast is to explain 3 levels of relationship. Maybe you can learn something about it and be able to maintain your relationship. Now, I want to explain this in a simple way. Now, we're going to set the ground rules for this podcast. If we are doing this live, you can call in and explain your opinion or narrate what your viewer. But what thing I expect from you is to respect the opinion of others. Don't make them feel bad about what they express. So let's start by the first step of a relationship. Like I said earlier, there are 3 levels of relationship. The first type of relationship is a casual relationship. And what I mean by that is, casual relationship is a relationship that doesn't last long. Now, any contact with somebody else is a kind of relationship. For example, if you're waiting at the bus station and somebody say hi to you and you exchange words, where are you going, where do you work? You already started a relationship. But it's a casual one because you might not ever see them again. Alright? So it doesn't matter to you. They might even give you their phone number, but you might just throw it away. So but still a relationship no matter what, which doesn't take away from your life, right? The second type of relationship is the kind that we endure for a while, which means it goes from casual relationship to extended, whereby maybe this person that you met at a bus station, you exchange numbers, and then they call you or you call them next time, and you have some business to discuss, and you are going forward with it. So it's going to last long, based on your mutual interest, whatever you feel like if you think both of you have the same idea, okay? That's the second type. The last type of relationship that we're going to talk about is a durable relationship, or we call it perpetual relationship. A relationship that lasts for months, years, decades. Alright? Now, for someone to stay in that kind of relationship, they must have some gelling. That means they have to have a point of agreement whereby they might feel, comfortable in going for that long time in that relationship. But when we're talking about relationship, what you want to avoid is relationship that ruins you. And some people go into some relationship without counting the cost. Alright? There are some relationships that you get into, and 1 or 2 of the people that meet, their goals is to ruin the other person. I'm sure you've heard about some relationship where somebody says, oh, if I can't have this person, nobody else will. That's the kind of relationship that's supposed to end earlier, but if it lasts too long and then this person becomes so obsessed, to follow through and don't want to leave that relationship and cause ruin to that person. They might say something bad about them, They might get them into trouble just because maybe one of them say, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. So, the point of this is this. Everyone on this planet goes to a relationship. And relationships makes our life either easier or it can cause us headache. So what you want to know is how to get into a relationship that doesn't cost you your daily living, your life, and everything else. So now, how do we decide what type of relationship we are getting into? Alright? First thing you have to understand is this. It takes two to tango. So let's start with the first relationship I mentioned. The casual relationship. The person that you met, you exchange some words or phone number, and it takes 5 minutes to know if this person you're going to see them again or never. Based on what they ascribe into. They might be saying, okay, call me, I can have some kind of job for you, whatever, but they're not telling the truth, or maybe they just pulling your leg. So one of you will decide, okay, I don't want to talk to this person, and so you might discard the card. You don't return it, or you don't return their call. So that casual relationship don't ruin you, doesn't cost you your life. It just costs maybe 5 minutes of your life. And the reason you discard the card is probably because you're already seeing the conversation that this relationship is not going to last. Alright? But no matter how you look at it, it's still a relationship. Alright? So the second type that we mentioned, the one that endure a little bit, is when both of you become conversational. So you call the person and they call you back, and you talk some more about whatever your mutual interest is, and then you start conversating or having a conversation. And then in that is mutual, it's not unilateral. It has to be both of you that have the same interest so that you can continue. Now, it doesn't mean that because it's a durable relationship, doesn't mean that you're not going to have issues. But you're going to find middle ground to reconcile the issues so that the relationship can go along to a certain period of time. And that's a good relationship, that both of you care about each other on the process that you're going through, so that you can always respect each other. But when someone is selfish in a relationship, then the other person will be left out. For example, if the person you have friendship with, all right, and they promise you to do something for you, but the only time they call you is when they need help. They never call you and say, oh, I just called for no reason. I just want to see how you're doing. Okay? Somebody like that really cares about, they remember you. Okay? That will allow the relationship to grow further. But someone who just call you every time they call you, when you hear the phone, say, oh, so and so. And they say, well, can you give me a ride today? Or can you give me a loan? And the next time they call you, same thing. Can you, I need some help from you, I need some favor. Now that relationship will never last because it's only one-way street. Okay, that's the second one. Alright? So what we are saying today is for you to start looking at this whenever you get into a relationship, to know if the mutual benefit is for both of you. Alright? So let's talk about the last one, because that's the one that ruins. Sometimes somebody gets into a relationship knowing within their heart that they go and ruin the other person. How do we know that? You cannot read somebody's mind. But the way you go and know that is this. The demands, every time you see that person, it's always going to be trouble. They're going to manufacture something. They're going to make you feel uncomfortable. Alright? And there's so much you can take. All right? There's so much you can take. And this person is already have in mind to ruin you because maybe they have something they want to get from you, but you cannot give that. For example, let's take a relationship with a man and a woman, right? You met a lady as a man, you met a lady, and you say, I like you, but the lady say, I don't like you, I don't know you that well, okay? But then the moment you see that on TV shows, the moment you jump into a car that's nice, they come around and say, oh, did you say you like me? You already know that at that moment that this is not going to be a good relationship. It's based on what they see, which they didn't see before. So you already know where you're going to. That's how you decide, okay, nah, it's not going to work. You just decide right there and say, okay, well, when I first talked to you, you said you're not interested. Now you saw my car. Guess what? You're interested in that. You're not interested in me. You're interested in that thing you see. So that's how you know that, okay, to go into this kind of relationship now, it's going to cost you. Okay? This person is going to cost you. And the way you can even understand that, once you tell that person that they agreed first time, you tell them, well, you told me you're not interested. And guess what? They're going to say, oh, I didn't mean that, or I was not thinking well. It's a lie. They meant it. Yeah. We continue in this aspect. The last time we were talking about this relationship, the one supposed to last for a long time, forever and ever. Alright? So for that relationship to last as long as you feel that both of you are comfortable, you have to compromise. Okay? You cannot always get your way. If you want the relationship to last, you cannot always demand that you get something. You have to compromise. For example, if one person is asking for, say, can you come see me tonight? And the other person say, well, I have to go to work tonight. All right? Guess what? If that's not what they say all the time, you should know there should be reason they care about you. So you go and say, okay, so when will you have time to come and see me? And then both of you will agree. All right? But if you're not compromising, if you just want your way all the time, obviously it's not going to be a lasting relationship. All right? Now, the other aspect of this lasting relationship is that you should not berate someone that you relationship with. Okay? You should not berate them. You should not make them feel like that you are smarter than them. Because when that happens, that means you are not compatible. You are not compatible at all. Okay? But everybody can be on the same reasoning in a relationship if both of them admires the good aspects of the other person. All right. So when we talk about relationship, we're not talking about romantic relationships. We just talk about relationship generally. It makes it work when you have mutual agreement, the same goal, so that you can make your relationship lasting one. And so now it's time you can start dialing in and thinking about examining your personal relationship. See what is working, what's not working. Why you stay with that relationship. It might be business, it might be love relationship, it might be just other type of relationship of just having friends. But remember that you contribute to the success of a relationship. So, questions. Now, once we get this live, we can get it. You to call me at 954-536-0629, and I can answer your questions about what it takes to maintain a good relationship. What part are you playing in the relationship? What are your expectations for your partner or your friend, so that it can make it worthwhile for both of you? Whatever you do, avoid a ruinous relationship, and that will be successful. DJ Dr. Olu, aka Olu PhD, HSBC. Drop your comments at the comment section, so that if you have personal issues in your relationship, how it's working, why it's not working, and how you can improve it, and I will surely